Sometimes it feels like no matter what you do, you just can't get anyone to buy your art. And trust me, I've been there before. Once I started looking at my art as a business, I realized that there were specific strategies I could put in place to get sales flowing to my shop. Now, a little bit about me. My name's Andrea, and I'm the artist and businesswoman behind Coco Michelle Illustrations. And I spent nearly a decade in buying and merchandising for one of the largest retailers in the country. And your girl had a sales portfolio of over $500 million. I took that business acumen and applied it to my small little art side hustle and was able to quit my job and make multiple six figures over the past 3 years. So if you want to hear how you can unlock your art business's full potential, grab a notebook and a pen because Coco's Academy is now in session. So the first mistake we have on the list is not having a clear target audience. So if you've ever thrown a party or hosted an event, you know one of the first things you should do is build a guest list. Why? Because your guests should be at the center of the decisions that you make for that party, like the decor, the menu, the playlist, etc. And the more you know about your guests, the better you can tailor the experience to fit their specific needs and interests, and that in turn ensures that your guests have a great time. Now, if I take this metaphor and apply it to your art business, we'll see that many of you are trying to host a party without even knowing who you want to invite yet. Clarifying your target audience is a crucial step in expanding your business because they need to be at the center of all of your decisions. Knowing who your core demographic is allows you to optimize how you're connecting and marketing to them, which platforms you should be engaging with the most, even what products you should be offering. So here's what you can do to get clear on your target audience. First thing, you're gonna make a fake dating profile for your ideal customer. Sounds wild, I know, but stick with me. I want you to go all out. Pick out a name for the character. If you're an artist, I want you to draw a character. If not, you can go on Google Images or Pinterest or find you somebody who looks like the person you see in your mind. Now, don't go posting this online. People are gonna think you're catfishing, okay? Just keep this in the vault. This is just to activate our powers of visualization, nothing more. Next, I want you to start describing your character. How old are they? Where do they work? What are their hobbies and interests? What are their core values? All that good stuff. By the time you're done, you should know the ins and outs of your ideal customer pretty well. Now, this is just a mere representation of what your ideal customer is, and by no means will your customers be limited to these specific characteristics. But what this exercise does is it brings a sense of clarity, familiarity, and humanity to your audience. So often we're viewing people in our audience as a number, the number of subscribers, the number of likes, the amount of engagement, but these are real life people. So doing this exercise helps bring that into vision for you. And this will make it a lot easier for you to keep them in mind as you create for your business. So as you are creating your art or designing products, you can ask yourself, would Coco like this? How will this help add value to Coco's life? Oftentimes there's a big disconnect between your audience and what you're offering them. And that can be a major missed opportunity in terms of sales, but don't worry, we'll talk about that soon. So the big takeaway from this section is the more you understand your customer, the more you can tailor your business to fit their specific wants and needs. And when you are giving them exactly what they want, that converts into sales. The next mistake I see a lot is not offering the right products. Not offering the right products and services is a very common mistake amongst creatives. Artists often get ping pong between two camps. There's creating what they like and enjoy and creating for the algorithm and engagement. And being too far in either of these camps is going to give you a missed business opportunity. And on top of that, art is so versatile. It makes it really difficult to figure out how exactly you want to sell it. And this is why having your audience sorted out beforehand is important, because they are a great indicator for what kind of products you should be selling. Another important factor that needs to be considered is your art style. Art style has a big influence on how people want to consume your art. Last year, when I was trying to figure out why my art prints weren't selling as well as I had hoped for, I asked myself a very simple question. Would I hang this in my house? Needless to say, I hurt my own feelings that day, but it was an important reality check that I needed to have. I was expecting other people to buy my art prints when I myself wasn't even using my art in that way. So I started to look at my art from a consumer's point of view. I asked myself, what product would do this art piece justice? And I really recommend that you take the time to explore the options and don't just plaster your art onto any product that you can get your hands on. For example, some pieces will make great phone cases while others will fall short. Some will make great stickers and some will be perfect to hang in your home. But being mindful of your customers' needs and lifestyle can also inspire you on different products that you should be offering. If your customer lives an active outdoor lifestyle, then waterproof stickers would be a great addition so that they can put it on their water bottles. Or if you're targeting college students, then tote bags or laptop cases might be something that you want to explore that they can carry around while they're on campus. I like to leverage print-on-demand sites like Printful or Gooten so I can test out new product categories without having to invest upfront. Now, there is another scenario that that I have seen on occasion where, let's say you are pretty good at designing products, but people always come to you asking you how you made your products and are more interested in the process than the product itself. Now, if that is the case, there is still money to be made with your art. And that could be through a service where you help others design their products for them. There's a lot of value that comes from somebody who knows how to do the process, how to design a product, source, and other things that help other creatives make money. So never be afraid to consider switching from a product-based business into a service-based business, or vice versa, or a combination of the two. Remaining fluid and flexible will always give you the greatest return, because sometimes you have all the right ingredients, you're just making the wrong dish. The next common mistake I've seen is attracting an audience that doesn't want what you sell. Now we've gotten clear on our target audience, we curated our product offering, we're out here in these wild Instagram streets, and still nothing. Well, it may be because the content and marketing that you're putting out there is attracting the wrong crew. Essentially, you're inviting the wrong people to your party. A common scenario I've seen is an artist working really hard to make art friends, and they've managed to build a really tight-knit community of like-minded creatives that have similar interests. Beautiful, we love to see it. But, and this is a big but, if you were trying to sell to an audience filled with other creatives who are also trying to sell the same kinds of products that you're trying to sell to them, well, that's just bad for business. And this mistake goes both ways. Because let's say you have built a community full of customers and you have people eager to buy products with your art on it, but you out here selling Procreate brushes and Patreon tutorials. We don't even draw, bro. These audience versus product mismatches happen all the time. So here's how you fix it. If you have an audience that's mostly customers, focus on intentionally creating products that fit into their lifestyles. I find it particularly helpful to have a product already in mind before I start the creation process so that I can keep the product design in mind and make sure that my art complements it. If your audience is mostly fellow artists and creatives, then you can focus on creating Patreon tutorials, Procreate brushes, and other products that help your audience be able to create more efficiently and effectively. Also, having an audience full of creators is great if you are trying to integrate an influencer component to your business. Having an audience full of creatives will make you very desirable for companies like Skillshare or Adobe or anyone who has anything that helps creatives create. Now, if you have an audience that doesn't match what you currently offer, now, let's say your audience doesn't match what you currently offer, but you still really want to go down that path. I say go for it. Pivoting is natural, and it is especially common when you're trying to grow and expand on your business. People who are no longer interested will naturally drop off, and with consistency and strategy, your new audience will start to come in organically. Another very common mistake is avoiding the numbers. I get why you don't want to look at the numbers. They're confusing, they're boring. I mean, we're artists, we just go off of vibes, right? But your analytics are actually a great way for you to figure out what's working and what's not working inside your business. Platforms like Etsy and Shopify provide you with a lot of insights, but here are the main two that you really need to understand: traffic and conversion. Traffic measures how many people came to your site, while conversion measures what percentage of those people actually made a purchase. So if you have 100 people that visited your site and one person made a purchase, that means your traffic was 100 and your conversion was 1%. Now, 1% conversion might sound like that's not that great, but for a new business, that's right on par. I like my business to maintain around a 3% conversion, which is industry standard for an established stationery brand. You can Google the averages for whatever industry you're interested in and use that to benchmark where your business should be performing at. The reason why these two metrics are important is because it paints the picture of where the customer is dropping off along their path to purchase. These insights will allow you to find where you're strong and be able to replicate that, and also be able to pinpoint some opportunities and weak spots that you need to tighten up. Here are some insights that might be lurking amongst your analytics. If you have little to no traffic, then you have an awareness issue. No one knows you exist. So you need to focus on a marketing strategy that attracts new customers that are within that target demographic that you identified earlier. You can do this organically with a consistent and engaging social media strategy, or you can also leverage paid advertising, and I happen to do both for my business. If you have some traffic, but your conversion is really low, then there are several different areas that you can test and investigate. Try changing up your photography strategy, adding listing videos, putting more information in your descriptions, updating and optimizing your SEO and product tagging. Ultimately, your goal is to have a frictionless shopping experience, because any moment of hesitation can be the thing that leads your customer to bounce. So if your customers keep asking you the same question, then you need to make the answer to that question very obvious throughout the shopping experience so people can discover it on their own. I like to think for every customer that asked me the question, there are 4 customers who had the same question but just left instead of asking. Now you can look at these metrics for your total shop, but I find it especially insightful to look at specific products or product categories. If you see a specific product converting well, you can take that product and try and model your other listings around it, because there's something that you did right in that post, and most likely it's something that can be replicated. Or if you see that mugs as a total category just aren't getting a lot of clicks, you should consider removing that category altogether so you can focus your time and energy on the categories that work and making them work even better. You may notice that there are certain products that are real heroes that get more clicks than others, and those should be the things that you are pushing out into your marketing, because those are the attention grabbers, and those will be the things that bring the traffic back to your site. And if you can get someone on your site and get them to stay long enough, they'll often leave with more than just that thing they clicked on. The more familiar you are with your numbers, it's almost like you're reading your customers' minds, which means that you can give them the exact customer experience that gets them adding to cart. And the last mistake for today's video is creating certain kinds of content or products specifically to try and go viral. We've all seen the humble homemaker post something online and it go absolutely buck wild viral, and it changes that creator's life forever. Just absolutely delightful. We love that for them. But do me a favor, go ahead and take that thought and put it in the trash. Why? Because the viral business model is unlikely, unsustainable, and completely and utterly unpredictable. And that's not a trifecta you want to build a business on top of. I know going viral sounds like it's an express trip to the top, but really, you trying to go viral is a distraction from you being able to build a sturdy and sustainable art business. Oftentimes when you try to go viral, well, you don't. But even if you did, it's often so difficult to maintain, and you become consumed by trying to keep the fleeting attention of all these new onlookers. And again, not focusing on what you need to do to build your brand. I mean, we've all seen it. The person that goes viral and then just keeps making the same reel or TikTok over and over with different captions, trying to extend their 15 minutes in the limelight. Distraction. I've seen people go viral doing things that the creator doesn't even want to do on a regular basis. Now they got people busting down their door for them to create something that they never really wanted to create to begin with. A mess. Imagine hopping in on a fan art challenge where everyone draws their favorite band, and you go viral off of that post, and now everyone is coming to your page looking for more content of you drawing their favorite musicians, only to come to your page and you're sitting there like, oh, I actually draw pet portraits. That's bad for business. Listen, during this journey, you're going to be making a lot of decisions, a lot of changes, and a ton of mistakes. And people who go viral will be going through that same experience, except they have hundreds of thousands of people watching and judging out loud. I am so grateful for the pace at which my business has gone, because there has not been a single obstacle that has come even a day too soon, because all of the experiences and mistakes have led for me to be able to face the next obstacle with confidence. When you go viral, you're robbed of all of that. You're robbed of the opportunity to make those mistakes, to change your mind, because everyone is watching. I cannot imagine having to go from 0 to 100 with a business that I have barely even got a handle on myself. We have seen it time and time and time again, that viral business can easily turn into bad business. So let's all pinky promise that we're going to focus on building our business to last, so even if we do go viral one day, that we have the tools in place to handle it. Well, my little coconuts, that's it for today's lesson. I hope this video made you feel confident so that you can get out there, put your work out, and make your art work for you. Yes! If you made it to the end, leave a pink heart in the comments, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.